this book? Well, tonight's your last chance to be able to get it forever. Forever. So stick around. We got a great show for you tonight. You're watching Kickin It With Onrie, the live shopping show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Kickin It With Onrie, the live shopping show. I am your host, Onrie Kompan. And tonight I have a very special guest who's going to be joining us. Everyone, you all know him. Please welcome back Chuck Pineau.
What's up, everybody? How we doing?
What's up, Chuck? How you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm great. Well, you know, I got to say, I had a really great conversation with you yesterday. I really enjoyed it. We went all over the mark. We all over the globe, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, I'm feeling pretty good about where we are with things right now. We're very close to finishing up Hunter Destroyer 3, which you have done incredible work on. We started talking about a potential outline for the final issue of Beast and Shin, and then we even started talking a little bit about what we might be doing with Warline in the future. Maybe.
Yeah. Sorry. Something has just come up. I am gonna run, but I will be right back, guys.
He's just come up with a really good idea. So
right, I just came up with an amazing idea. No, I'll be right back.
Life happens. It's all good. Well, either way, I'm with you guys. Chuck is here with us. He's just going to come and hang out with us for a little bit because we like having him here. In the meantime, while Chuck is handling his business, we're going to start showcasing some comics. As always, if you spend $25 with me, you're going to get free shipping. Or sorry, you're going to get a spin on the wheel. If you spend $50 with me in one show, and you're located within the United States, you get free shipping on your order. And this is going to be the last show I do for the current period. So last week on the experiences when we started it, and tonight is when we're going to close it off. So I'll be sending out invoices tonight. Tomorrow morning, I'm heading out to New York Comic Con. So I won't be back till Monday. As you guys can probably imagine, I'm a little scatterbrained right now. But I will come back next week, and I will ship out all outgoing orders. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the first book we have tonight, what's up, Ken K? We got Eddie in the house. We got Katrina here. Got a nice crowd. All right. Yeah, Onrie's all kerfuffled. But we're here, and I think that's what's important. All right. So first thing we got here is the 1000 #1. This is Tangled Web, the 1000 #1. It introduces a Spider-Man villain that I think is one of the most obscure yet very underutilized villains in Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery. So the 1000 is the name of the villain, and he he has a very deep history with Peter Parker. He knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and the reason why he knows this is because he's a complete creep. And what he did was he actually ate the spider that bit Peter Parker. And why he was compelled to do this, nobody knows. But it's only because he had this perverse relationship with Peter where he bullied him worse than Flash Thompson did. He would, you know, dunk his head in the toilet. He would go much further than Flash Thompson would. And he'd been bullying Pete his whole life. He used to tie him up and throw footballs at his face. Like he was just a real nasty bully. And he ends up beating the spider that that bit Peter, and it gave him this ability to basically turn into 1,000 different spiders at once, and then basically he can go in and take over different bodies. It's pretty freaky, but it's a really cool concept. It's a 3-issue arc. This is the first issue and the first appearance of the character. And tonight I'm going to do this for just $5 for Tangled Web, the 1000 #1. This is a really, I really hope they do something with this character at some point, and some sort of live action or even animated adaptation. And he doesn't necessarily even need to be a Spider-Man villain in the adaptation. Like, one thing I've been realizing lately is the mainstream comics have been doing a good job of kind of reshuffling the rogues galleries of some of these characters. Like if you're reading Absolute Superman, you would think, oh, there should be an Absolute Lex Luthor, which we finally got, but we're not really sure who he is yet. And that's a bit of a spoiler from Absolute Evil, which came out last week. But I mean, we all knew that there eventually Lex Luthor was going to come about. But the real rogue that Superman has been dealing with is Ra's al Ghul, which is a total reshuffle because Ra's al Ghul is typically a Batman villain, and now he is a Superman villain. And I think it makes sense. I actually think Ra's al Ghul works better as a Superman rogue than he does for Batman, for a lot of reasons. But yeah, I think that's an interesting concept to maybe give a different hero a chance to go up against the Thousand. Even though the Thousand had a very personal relationship with Peter Parker, there's no reason why they can't have the Thousand go up against Venom or some other character. So anyway, I think it's pretty cool. Chuck's back. Okay, yeah, bring him in. You don't even have to ask. Chuck knows to come in. It's all good. Is everything all right, buddy?
You know what? I'll be perfectly honest. I had a little bit of a stomach ache. Thought I'd be fine, and just suddenly went, oh nope. And so I'm all good now. Everything's terrific. Feeling a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for being here. Regardless, I'm sorry your stomach was hurting.
Sorry to bring it down, but honestly, I feel a lot better. Sometimes you just, you know what? Like the movie series, sometimes you just got to purge. So I'm good.
Well, Chuck, you've had a lot going on. You're a busy guy, and I was talking up the stuff that you and I were discussing yesterday with the stuff that we're working on. But you also have projects that you're working on with other publishers and things like that. Do you want to talk a little bit about that for a minute?
So real quick, because I know you got to sell books, and I know you guys really all want to buy books.
You're okay,
But we had that amazing, like you said, it was like over 2 hours. I think it was almost closer to 2.5 hours by the end of it, conversation, and just had a wonderful time. And we got so much stuff like mentally written and figured out. It was one of the best sit down sessions I've ever had. Like, it was really good.
We were all over the map.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, no, dude, we were rolling. And so that kind of inspired me into today. I had a meeting with a newer client who's actually like they're from Toronto. I've been able to meet them, and it's been really cool. But like, I'm back in my country. I really want to inspire people, and I want to show them what Chucky can do. And last night's conversation inspired me so much that when I was giving a second read through the source material, it just like gave me this huge like aha moment where I was just like, oh man, I know what we got to do for the ending. And he's like, well, I could tell you all this stuff. And I'm like, honestly, if I'm right about what this ending could look like, what you have to tell me doesn't matter. And he was like, okay, yeah, go ahead. And so I pitched him my ending, and he was like, yeah, let's run with that. I really like that. I was like, all right, cool. So it's nice to be able to show off what you do. Speaking of showing off what I'm doing, for the last like 9 months or so, I've been working with Ethereal Publishing. And they're an NSFW book. Our own Dan Wickline writes a lot of really good books, honestly, really good books for that, our company. But I have a book that I wrote that I like to tell people is equal parts Lost, Fathom, and a third thing that I can't talk about for fear it'll give away the mystery of the book. But it's about a young woman who awakens in the middle of the ocean. She is completely intangible and invisible. No one can see her. She anything she tries to touch, she goes through. Sharks are trying to kill her, and they're just like sliding through her body. And so she's now trapped on this island trying to figure out what happened to her, how she got here, and all the other crazy mysteries that I end up throwing in there that I'd rather you just went in blind to.
It's a beautiful looking book. Can we drop the link for the Kickstarter? And what's the title of the book?
The Forever Blue.
Forever Blue. So I've seen some of the variant incentive covers, and they look really great. And this is, from what I understand, one of the first new titles that you've been given responsible for writing. So you're spearheading a new title for Ethereal with this.
Yeah. This is my first time spearheading, and actually, it's not even like the Kickstarter hadn't even started yet. And Dustin was like, "I loved what you did with that one. Let's get you on on another book." And so, actually, I have another one coming. I think at the end of this year or very early next year. But another one you can keep your ears out for, From Ashes to Iron, which is a fantasy book that Chucky is all about fantasy. So very excited.
No, that's awesome, man. And, you know, aside from that, one thing that's really great about this is that, you know, I'm just seeing you work through everything that you've been working through personally and then getting back into the saddle with comics. It's almost like you're taking that same mindset and applying it here. Like, I like to look at you as the guy who works through problems pretty quickly. Like, if someone comes to you with writer's block, you're the guy who's got the solution to work through it. And literally every single time I've had any sort of like hang up, we have a conversation, and I would say 9 times out of 10, we're able to kind of work through it and find a solution on the spot.
I think the most frustrating thing for me is that I can work through anyone else's writer's block way better than I can write through my own. My own is just it's another thing where I'm like, where's my Chuck? I need someone to come, like, just fucking, all right, so what's going on in this book? Blah, blah, blah. All right, so why aren't you writing? What's happening? And like, just kind of get on my butt.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And guys, when you go and back a Kickstarter campaign, I just want to let you guys know, if you came here with a budget to buy comics tonight, just know that if you back a Kickstarter campaign, your card's not being charged until the campaign ends. So when is the campaign ending?
I think like the 16th. So another week or week to 10 days.
Okay, so you got another 10 days, and then your card's going to go through. And this is a first issue, so it's a perfect jump on point. And Ethereal, you guys really don't do like mass printing, so everything is kind of catered to Kickstarter. So if you're jumping on a book, you're one of a few hundred people who are going to have access to that book. Am I understanding it correctly?
I mean, you're not wrong. We certainly do have some. I think we tend to do smaller, like you said, smaller batches, so that if you're going to do if you're going to go to a show, we'll do a batch. If you're going to go to this, we'll do a batch. But we always have stuff hidden for you. I will say though, if any of those variants excite you, you're very unlikely to find them outside of the Kickstarter. Those go fast. People love those. So I'm just throwing that out there.
And honestly, as a publisher myself, like, that's the incentive, right? People jump on Kickstarter to get that variant there. If I have any variants left after Kickstarter, not only am I going to mark them up, I'm going to sell them off piecemeal at conventions. Like some of those Warlion 2 covers, like the Stan Yak one, I have like maybe 2 of those. I sold one of them for like $90 because I don't have any left. Like, I'm not going to sell that off for $15. Like, reprinting it, this is it. And I sell it off sparingly. Like, if I know I might be able to sell it off, I'll bring it off. Sometimes I don't even bring it to sell it. I bring it to showcase. But, you know, we were set up from across Ethereal at Phoenix Fan Fusion. And when I went over to their booth, they had a short box and there were variants in there, but it's like only one of a kind variant. So you're not getting like a massive amount of books from this publisher that are going to be available. So Kickstarter is the place to go. That's, you know, the sense of urgency for you guys.
Yeah.
And again, if they are going to go back to print, they're going to do it more as like, hey, we're at this show. We're going to print up X amount of books to do this show, but it's probably not going to be one of those variants. Am I understanding that right?
Yeah, you are. Yeah. And definitely if you have a favorite one, then I'd say get it now, because I absolutely cannot guarantee that any of them, especially a specific one, will make it back outside of Kickstarter.
Do you have a favorite variant that you wanna tell us about?
I think it's like the B cover or something. It might be Carl Living. No, actually, I think it's Bear Witch. But it's this amazing cover where, because she's a surfer. That's a little bit like, we know that she's a really good swimmer, anyways, and She's got a surfboard. She's kind of going down. She's got beautiful blonde hair, and she's just like, it's this beautiful. I think it's actually a back shot of her surfing, and you can see like what was really neat is I wanted this book to be a mystery, and I wanted lots of mysteries in there. And I thought I love when someone inspires me. So I said to the artist, Andy Dugan, who is actually the artist of Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures for I think it's Dark Horse or whatever. So amazing to have to be working with a Star Wars artist. And I just said to him, I want her to have some funky, weird scars. I could certainly tell you if you really need me to, but I would rather not know what they are and then have to be inspired by you. And so he gave her this wicked, like, to me, it looks like a burn scar on her hip, which is just not where you would normally see a scar. And so I was like, cool. So my brain has been pumping, like, how did she get the scar? What does this mean? All that kind of stuff. And I pitched it to a friend of mine, and they were just like, oh, damn, that's messed up. I like that. I was like, all right, cool.
So what do you do? So that would be your Chuck then, right? You talk to other friends and you pitch your ideas to them. Like, how do you work through your own creative blocks?
That's certainly one way is chatting it out with other people. Like I said, I try to find other forms of inspiration as well too. Sometimes, man, just throwing on the right album or starting with the right playlist and just wrecking in or reading. That's the one. Isn't that gorgeous? Is that Bear Witch?
Jay, you can chime in.
Yeah, I was on mute. Yeah, that's the Bear Witch one.
Yeah. No, that gorgeous. I love that piece so much. He did such I don't know what gender they are, but they did an amazing job. I just love that one. And like I said, you got that scar on her hip, and even I had no clue what it was. And so I love finding something else to inspire me, whether it's books, other media, etc.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Chuck, the campaign has already had it's already been massively successful. There's like 1,000% funded, but as you guys know, there are many, many ongoing expenses when it comes to any Kickstarter, and getting funded is only making sure that the project itself is going to come to life, right?
Yeah, we can print it and send it to you without
not any problems, right? But going beyond that, the funding goal is only the starting point. So these guys need your support. Chucky needs your support. He wants to keep writing this stuff. We want Chucky to keep writing things. And so if you have a chance, please check out the campaign and show him some love. That would be great. Awesome. Anything else you want to add?
You know what? Yeah, let's check out some freaking awesome comic books.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're gonna hang out here?
I'm ready. Yeah. Something else might come up at some point. You'll leave again, and maybe Jay and I have to run things. I get it.
Keep this split screen here, so I can keep. You're good with There's something else. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. All right, I'm glad you're here, buddy.
I'm glad to be here, man. It's been too long since I've been online. So yeah.
Exactly. We're welcome back to the experience. All right, so we got Deadpool number 30 here, by Andy Duggan. This is different. Is it Andy Duggan?
That's him.
No, he was the writer. Yeah, was he a writer?
No, he's an artist.
He's an artist. Jerry Duggan.
Duggan. Okay, yeah. No, Andy Duggan is the artist for
for
my books. I was like, what?
Because they have the same last name.
That's interesting. I should ask.
You got a brother named Jerry?
I feel like a lot of the siblings, you almost have to be like, are you related? Like the Ramirez, it was obvious. But and I guess what is it? Ramirez and Kuberts was always kind of obvious. But there's been a couple. Pardon?
And the Buscemas too.
Oh, Buscemas too. Yeah, for sure. But there's been some others where I'm like, really? Like Peter Palmiotti was not. I was like, oh, they have the same name. That's funny. Probably like, maybe cousins or something. No, man. They're brothers. Is that from the Dugan Poussin run?
And this is a pretty thick book.
Whoa!
Like it's got to be at least 72 or 96 pages.
Wow!
I mean, this is a big Mother Trucker, and it's a connecting cover too. And I'm doing it for $5. Its cover price is $9.99. So we got Deadpool number 30 going for just $5 for anyone who's interested. And going back to the stuff that we're working on. So this weekend, when I go to New York Comic Con, I'm bringing the last variant of Warline that we created, which has a cover by Frank who's on here. It's a tribute cover to the X-Men #1 cover that Jim Lee did with this one was the Magneto.
Oh, Magneto, that's right. Yeah.
So this one's the Magneto one. And what happened with this was I was supposed to get it in Denver. And when the books were shipped, the hotel that I was staying at didn't have a concierge or anybody to accept the packages.
Oh.
So UPS, in their infinite wisdom, decided to ship everything back to the sender. And rather than send it to like a local facility and be like, hey, we're going to give you guys like 72 hours to pick it up, they sent everything back to frickin' Michigan. So I did not have these books in time for Fan Expo Denver, which really sucks. However, we got the books. They're done. And I have them now. And I decided that since Frank is going to be at New York Comic Con, we'll sell them at New York Comic Con, even though it says a Fan Expo Denver 2025 exclusive.
Oh, it does. I didn't even notice that. I was like,
it does say that on
Onrie,
there.
why are you being such a whiner about this? Like, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter which one.
It doesn't matter.
I didn't realize it said Denver on it, so yeah. I get it.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, if it didn't have that exclusive, content on there, that wouldn't be a big deal. But here's the thing. I still don't think it's a big deal. It's a comic, and it's still an exclusive. And now people who are in Denver are going to want this even more because they couldn't get it. So anybody who's at New York Comic Con this weekend can get this book along with Warline 1 and 2. They can get it signed by me and Frank. And apparently the colorist for Warline, Steve Cannon, is actually going to be making an appearance at the convention too. So you can actually get this triple signed too. And I just want to let everybody know, if you're watching the show right now, I'm going to give you guys one last opportunity to jump on and grab this variant cover here. And we are doing this for, I believe it was $25. So if you already pre-ordered your copy, you're good. If I've charged you for it, you're good. I got you covered. I will come back. Your books will come triple signed unless Steve Cannon is not able to show up. But if he's there, you're getting your books triple signed, and that's my way of saying thanks for your patience. And anybody who wants to add it right now can absolutely do so for the duration of the show, and we'll show this off a little later.
I will tell you people, if any of you guys had been there for the conversation that Onrie and I had when we were going over the final lettering for that book, and we were doing dialogue changes and stuff, and just how hard we worked and how meticulous we were in all of that dialogue, dude, it's just, honestly, you would be picking up this book like crazy because so much love and respect and just everything was put into that book.
Yeah, we also got the original art in from Dexter, which is really cool because we put up the original art for Kickstarter. That came in too, and so that'll be going out soon as well. But this just turned out really phenomenally. I'm really happy with this. It's such a cool, interesting cover here, and this was actually the first time we worked with Comics Wellspring. And I think they did a pretty good job with this. I don't know who we're going to have print up the last batch of variants that we did for the Kickstarter. I'm kind of leaning more towards a local printer just because it's easier, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But this is some fine work here. I mean, they did a very good job of it, getting it out there.
Cover to cover.
Yeah, and Katrina's saying Warline 3 is really good. She recommends it. Well, thank you. Yeah. All right. So we also got Infamous Iron Man number 8. This is part of a 12-issue series. And in this series, Dr. Doom takes on the mantle of Iron Man because Iron Man dies after Civil War II. and Dr. Doom decides he's just gonna be the good guy now. And it's really just that simple. It's a really great series. Brian Michael Bendis is writing it. He was writing Iron Man, and he shifted to doing Infamous Iron Man, and it is illustrated by Alex Maleev, who was really well known for his Daredevil run. But seeing him on a book like this, I thought it was gonna be kind of jarring because he's got more of like a noir style, like something that's more gritty that works better for like a book like GCPD or Daredevil. But it really kind of oddly works here, especially considering the context of a villain trying to redeem himself as a hero. I really liked Infamous Iron Man a lot. This is going to go for $5, by the way. And then we got this really cool, badass foil of Godzilla #1 from IDW.
Ooh.
Which is really cool. This is going to go for $10. So Brandon says he heard that's how Doomsday is going to end, is that Doom is going to be the guy at the end. I don't think so. I think the way it's going to end is Reed Richards and Doom are going to have their ultimate clash, and Doom is going to become all powerful. If you read Secret Wars, both the Hickman run and the original run of Secret Wars, Doom like becomes all powerful from the Beyonder, and he basically takes all his power. And once he gets all the power in the world, he doesn't know what to do with himself, and so he kind of relinquishes that power. But you're not far off, Brandon. Even though you are joking, Doom does see himself as the hero. And Chuck and I were actually having a conversation about this yesterday because we were talking about who our favorite characters are and what we would like to do if we had a chance to write them. And I told him Doom is my favorite character because he sees himself as the hero. In his mind, he can do no wrong. But the second you challenge him in any single way, oh man, you're going to regret it, because he does not like being challenged. He is the almighty. He is the only one, just like Godzilla. So going back to Godzilla, we got this really cool foil cover. This is written by Tim Seeley. It's a recent release. It's going to go for $10, even though it's got a $12.99 cover on it. Wow. So I'll do it for $10 today for Godzilla #1. And then next up, that's the last time I'm going to offer that price. I'm going to raise it to $15 next time. Next up, I have a blind bag of Battle Beast #1. There is a variant cover here, a first printing variant cover. We don't know what's in there. I haven't opened these up. It's sealed. You get a blind bag of Battle Beast #1 for $25. This is such a great series, by the way. I absolutely love Battle Beast. It takes place in the Invincible universe, and it kind of has a World War Hulk a Planet Hulk vibe going for it. But it's with that character Battle Beast, and what he's really on this quest is he's on a quest to find somebody to kill him. So he constantly is looking for conflict, and he gets into all these fights, and no one can best him. And it's humorous, and he's meeting all these characters and getting himself involved in things, and being coerced into doing the right thing and all this stuff, even though he detests doing the right thing. It's really great. It's lighthearted, but at the same time, it's brutal, it's violent, it's in your face, it's awesome. And these blind bags are really cool because there's a mystery variant inside every single one. Some of these variants are going for big bucks online, and it's just random variants in there. So $25 is the asking price for a first printing blind bag. We're going to do that.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's a great series, by the way.
Yeah.
If you have a chance to read it, it's awesome. I really love Battle Beast. Next up, we got Frank Miller's RoboCop, issue 3. We got a Frank Miller cover here, and RoboCop's head is exploding, I guess, and the head is separating from the jaw. And
that's always great for the artist to hear, I guess.
Yeah, right. Well, it was Frank Miller. Do you really think he was thinking that much about it when he was drawing it?
I don't have anything to say about Frank Miller. No disrespect. He has certainly done some amazing stuff, but I have nothing to say.
Yes, there you go. All right. Silent Silence is golden.
Yeah, put your pickles in there.
But I will say the interior art here, which is done by Juan Jose Ripe, is really freaking good. It reminds me a lot of Jeff Darrow's art style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about this series, to be honest with you. I have it in my collection, and I really love the art, the interior art. It really does have that Shaolin cowboy.
Great saturation.
Yeah, it's very, very good and very like ultra detailed panels. Like, you see like every single detail in the city and someone getting their head blown off. You see all the brain matter and the eyeballs and everything gushing out. It's like ultra violent, really good stuff. This is going to go for just we'll do it for $4 today.
He's practically giving it away, folks.
I'm practically giving it away. Not quite, but practically. All right, next up we got Superman Forever #1. We got a really cool Alex Ross lenticular cover here. And this is going to go for just $3. I've been trying
No way. Are you serious?
Yeah, I've been trying to sell this forever and no one wants it. So here it is.
Dude, I don't even like Superman. I would buy that for $3. Pick it up, someone. Oh my goodness. Look at it, giving it away. Like, absolutely. It's a lenticular. It's Alex Ross. It's Superman. Like, what else do you need to hear? I'm not particularly a huge Superman guy, but oh my goodness.
Yeah, you really aren't a big Superman. Why is that? Why aren't you a Superman guy?
To me, he's too powerful. I want my heroes to feel like they actually like they're going to take a beating and every fight matters. Like they're not holding back all the damn time. Like even, I'm a Wolverine fan. I think one of the greatest things that I ever realized about Wolverine is he feels every hit. And I love that. It's not like he has a pain repressor. Every time he pops his claws, he's slicing open his own flesh. Like, holy crap. So, yeah.
Have you seen the movie Superman?
No. Not an attack, just no interest, like zero interest.
He is not. All right, Jay's like sitting there. I could tell, like gritting his teeth. He wants to jump in on this. Jay, join in. Feel free, man. You're the Superman guy here.
Never mad at Chuck. I could never be mad at Chuck.
No, I don't think you're mad.
It's not an attack.
No, it's not an attack. But I know that you have something you want to say. Like you have to. You're a Superman fan.
The Superman in this movie might give you that feeling because a lot of the complaints people had about it was he gets his butt kicked most of the movie.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, his
suit powered.
Completely like it's dirty throughout the entire movie. Like he gets his ass kicked like a ton.
Yeah, nice.
So
okay. I'll watch Superman just for Jay and for him getting his ass beat. And by the way, Alan Smith, dead on. Does it hurt? Every time.
Yeah, I love
that line is so huge. That's Wolverine. He can say one word and blow your mind like every time.
But there's an interesting thing about omnipotence, and the next book I'm going to show features the origin of a very omnipotent character. Dr.
Oh yeah.
So Watchmen #4. This is the origin story of Dr. Manhattan. It's going to go for $10, and I'm a big fan of Dr. Manhattan. And here's the thing about omnipotence: it's not necessarily okay. We get that the character is indestructible and that he can't be beaten or anything, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have flaws that he's dealing with or other things that are complicating his life. And in this case, what ends up happening is Dr. Manhattan is questioned by a broadcast about causing cancer to his first wife because of his condition, which you read about and you'll find out he in his origin, but basically his powers gave his first wife cancer, and he decides, he gets attacked by the media and he's like, all right, screw this, I'm going to Mars. And it's there that he's reflecting, but he sees everything, he feels everything, and not just in the moment, but in all moments.
Yeah.
He feels everything. It's like time is just one continuous moment for him that he can go back to any second of, even before he got his powers. And that's what I think is so interesting about the characters. You can explore omnipotence, but you can also explore it from the perspective of it's the drawbacks of it. Because yeah, you may be indestructible, but it's kind of a sad reality when you know how you're going to die. Everything is just one big continuous moment. You know everything that's going to happen in the future as well as the present and the past, and you don't feel anything. He doesn't have any emotions towards anything because everything's relative to him. He's become omnipotent. He's not, if he wants to, he can create humans, he can create life, he can do all these things. So, you know, and Dr. Manhattan, in all honesty, he's more powerful than Superman. He could, he could probably, you know, snap his fingers and Superman would just turn to dust, you know, like that's Dr. Manhattan. And this is a great series. I really loved Watchmen a lot. I didn't like it at first. And Chuck, I actually wanted to tell you, when I first started writing Yisum Shin, I brought a draft over to one of my college mentors to like kind of look at it. And he hated my script so much. Well, he didn't hate it. He just saw a lot of problems. He found a lot of problems with it. And he said, how many issues are you planning on making the series? I was like, oh, I'm probably going to do like 60. And he's like, are you 60? Are you nuts? He's like, you got to like really condense this. And he goes, go home and read Watchmen. I'm like, oh God, I got to read this dense piece of crap book. You know, like I hate Watchmen. But then I went back and I read it and I forced myself to do it because he put me on this task. And the place where I always got stuck was the Black Freighter, which I think happens 1 or 2 issues after. Yeah. And that story that I hated, the story within the story that I hated so much, has now become one of my favorite parts of Watchmen. I think it's an allegory for everything.
Yeah.
But all these characters are fascinating. And I'm glad that I read this because Watchmen is the reason why I decided to do Yisum Shin as a 12-issue series. It's got perfect pacing. It's really a brilliant series. I love Watchmen. This issue is going to go for $10 for anybody who's interested.
And is that like an original printing?
Yeah, that's the first printing.
Guys.
Yeah. So let's check the comments here. Corn Sweat.
Slow on the draw today. Oh my goodness.
No, it's okay. I mean, we're here, dude. You know, we're just hanging out. I just like that you're here. You know, like
I like being here.
Everybody else likes that you're here too. And there's new comics coming, guys. I went and stocked up on a bunch of stuff, so I'll be showing that off. So you know, no worries. But Eddie says Corn Sweat is a perfect comic book Superman, brilliant acting and storytelling. Chuck, I think you'll dig it, and I agree. I think you will dig it.
You know what? Now, Eddie, I'll check it out for you too because I do appreciate your opinions. So yeah,
there we go. All right, I have Amazing Spider-Man number 88. This is Legacy number 889. This is the first appearance of the Queen Goblin. This is a character that is introduced in an arc called Beyond, and she is now kind of like a recurring villain. She has a history that ties to the Scarlet Spider, who takes back on the role of Spider-Man for a hot second. This happened back in 2021 era. And so this is her first appearance. This is going to go for $25 today for the first appearance of Queen Goblin.
It almost looks like, what is it? One of the Heralds of Galactus, like Firelord or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I just read about her. Not Firelord. What was her name? I just read that. I just got that issue too. Fantastic Four 245 is where she makes her first appearance. She was no 244. Sorry, she was Frankie Ray. She's Nova. She's Nova. Is she Nova?
Oh,
they call her Nova, but
how many Novas are we allowed to have?
I don't think that was her name though. Frankie Ray. She was something else though in the beginning, but yeah, she looked like the Human Torch.
Yeah.
She go by Nova. She was like for a hot second she was a fifth member of the Fantastic Four, and then she basically got a calling because she was actually a robot that was created by the same scientist who created the original Human Torch. So I think she was an android or something along those lines. And she basically gets this calling and decides to become Galactus's herald. And it's interesting because where I'm reading right now, she like falls in love with Galactus. She isn't just his herald. She like develops like emotional, like a loving relationship with him. Like she's got a crush on him, and she wants to feed him. She wants to nurture him. So she's directing him to the Skrull planet, and they like just screw everything up for the Skrulls. Like they blow up the entire planet, and she just everything up, and she does it all just for him.
I'm just imagine like, nobody consumes a gas giant like my man.
Yeah. That's literally what it is. I mean, like that's and really that's her sole purpose, right? Is like she has to go out and find planets from like, whereas it's such a diametric difference between the Silver Surfer and even Terex, who was between the two. So Terex came after Silver Surfer or before, I'm not sure, but that guy he hated Galactus. He was just like, oh, you want to consume planets? Well, I'm gonna get to a point where I can maneuver my way from having to serve you, and I'm going to use the powers cosmic to destroy you. Whereas Silver Surfer was just like, I want to make sure that he doesn't destroy
my planet.
So many people, like I'm going to take him to planets where it's like, there's as little life as possible, so he gets nourishment, but isn't going to be malnourished to the point where he's not going to be happy. And it's interesting also because like the whole idea of Galactus is like he's necessary for the cosmos. You can't just destroy him. He's like a necessary. He has to exist. It's kind of like eradicating a species from the planet or like from the galaxy. Like that's a big deal. So interesting stuff.
Wow.
All right. Next up, we got Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme #1. This is the first appearance of all these characters. This was a $30 book at one point. I'm now doing it for $15. So $15 for Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme. There's a lot of buzz around that book around the time of the second Doctor Strange movie. Next book we got here is Batman Who Laughs #1. Got a cool foil cover here. And this is going to go for, I had it priced at 30. I'm going to do it for 20 as well. And then we got Champions #1. This is the first appearance of the team. And this is going to go for just $10 for Champions #1. We got Cyclops, Amadeus Cho, Miss Marvel, Nova, Viz, and Miles Morales. Spider-Man, who's like the leader of the team. And that's a new Champions team. And we got two more books here on the bottom row. I have Berserker #1. We got a foil cover here for Berserker #1. This is the comic that was produced by Keanu Reeves, Matt Kint, Ron Garney, and Bill Crabtree, published by Boom Studios. This is the foil A cover that's going to go for $5. And then I have Predator versus Spider-Man #1, the A cover going for $10. And that's everything on the bottom row here.
You want my love, Berserker?
Yeah, actually, it was an interesting story. I didn't read it all. I read like the first like 4 or 5 issues, but it does kind of have like a Viking beginning, sort of, and
Nice.
It kind of moves through time. It's interesting. All right, I have from my personal collection the Spectacular Spider-Man #1, #2, #3, #4, #5, #6, #7. First appearance of a new villain, #8, and #9. Now, this is written by the same guy who created Gargoyles. Do you remember that TV show, Gargoyles? And he did a team-up book with both Spider-Men. So this is going to go for, I'm going to do this for $40 tonight. It's out of my personal collection. So, yeah, Greg Weisman, he's the writer of this whole series. We're going to do these 9 issues at $40. They're all in near mint condition, and there we go. And then I have Sam Wilson, Captain America #1, #2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. This is a 5-issue series, and it came out at the beginning of the year to kind of coincide with the release of the Brave New World movie. And they did 5 issues of this before Chip Zdarsky took on the role of writing the current Captain America run, which is now on issue 4, coming out soon. This series, however, focuses on Sam Wilson. I think it's going to have a lot of relevance going forward because there's a lot of stuff set up here and a lot of recurring characters that we're seeing show up in some other Marvel titles right now, like the Death of the Silver Surfer and Imperial and things like that. So this is a series I think you're going to want to pay attention to, and it's coming out of my personal collection. It's going for $25. And then finally, I have Black Mask by Brian Augustine and Jim Bakey. We got number 1, number 2, and number 3. And I'm just going to do these at $3 a pop. This is going to go for $9. The concept is, hold on, there's something on the back here. So Jim Bakey is the guy who illustrated this. And here's the concept. Welcome to the 50s. Oh, sorry.
That one's $250 now. He opened it.
There we go. All right. That was good. All right. Welcome to the 50s. Welcome to an America you never saw in Happy Days. Welcome to Iroquois Falls, New York, a nice little city with big-time cancer of the soul. From crooked cops to corrupt politicians to rabid mobsters, Iroquois Falls has it all, except for someone brave enough or crazy enough to fight back, until one man, touched by his own brand of darkness, finds the one thing he needs to try, the Black Mask. And this is some of the artwork here. And Jim Bakey is a really talented artist. If you liked Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting's Captain America, I think you're really going to feel at home with this. At $9, you're getting the whole series here. These books all have a $5 price tag on it. When I was in Korea, I met an artist who actually knew Jim Bakey personally, and he said Jim was a really great guy. He had helped him out a lot when he was starting out in comics. And so if you guys want to have a chance to read some of his work, Jim actually died a couple of years ago, but you have a chance to experience some of his work at $9. And it's the whole thing, you don't got to hunt it down. All right, we're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to start building out these racks here. Hopefully we'll see some traction come through, and I will see you guys in just a moment.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
FOC, a comic industry term for the final day a new comic can be ordered by a local comic shop. So, what does that mean to you? Well, it's your last chance to order a new comic book from your local comic shop. Order up! The FOC show will go over every book that's about to be cut off every Friday afternoon.
I'm going to highlight some of the stuff that I think is really worth paying attention to,
so that you can put in an order at your LCS for as many copies or as many variant covers as you want.
Sometimes the store needs to know to up their orders.
Never miss out on a popular comic again. Order up, part of the experience.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
in a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
That'd be really great. Thanks.
You're watching Kickin It With Onrie, the live shopping show.
All right, we are back, and we are ready to show off some cool comics I just picked up from North Shore Comics today, my LCS. I just got a big stack in here. So, Chuck, you're up in the corner now. I hope you're okay with that. I just want to make sure people can see the entire rack here in case someone...
Who am I to hide these great books?
All right, awesome. All right. Well, I found some pretty cool stuff while I was out in the wild today, including, we'll start with Web of Spider-Man number 122. This is the Secret of the Jackal. And then we have issue 123, which is part of Players and Pawns. This is a pretty awesome run here. I really like this, the Clone Saga. This is where we're deep in it. And there's some really cool moments here. This is these two issues are going to go for just $4. So it's 2 and 2.
Well, you can't go wrong with Scarlet Spider either.
No, I don't think you can. Well, Tori really hates Scarlet Spider, but I like Scarlet Spider. I was actually talking with Alan the other day, and he was like, "What's your favorite Scarlet Spider outfit?" And I'm like, "I like the original. I actually like the hoodie, and you know,
that's got that real like." He also has this like Carnage with a denim jacket look on.
Yeah, kind of. But what's really interesting, I really like this issue because this is right around the time they bring the Jackal back. And honestly, the Jackal is my favorite Spider-Man villain of all time because he is so deranged and he has such power to control Spider-Man. And this issue is so ominous of Web of Spider-Man. It's the first part of Smoke and Mirrors. The second part is, I think, issue 398 or 399. And that's when they bring the next part of the next Jackal, the Jackal back. And he's like bigger and stronger and all kinds of stuff. And now we're trying to find out who's the real Spider-Man because he knows the truth. And it's really intense. This was a good issue. I remember getting this when I was a kid. And there's going to come a point in my life where I'm going to want to get all these books again and have them. Onrie's talking comics and we're talking to the pup.
There's a dog in the back.
Oh, I don't see the dog.
Yeah, he jumped up. That's my mom's
Let's
dog.
see him for a second. We need it.
Hey, Tedward, you want to come here?
Oh, is that what is he? Is he what breed is he?
He's I think he's an Ewok mixed with a rat.
He seems to run away.
Yeah,
he runs
does. Well, because he doesn't like it when I throw him.
Oh, you throw him around?
No, I would never do that. I wrestle with him a little bit, but nothing rough because he's tiny.
My sister had this breed. What are they? I want to say Maltese, but it's not a Maltese. But I love that breed. He is so cute. Yeah. He reminds me of that dog from that Jack Nicholson movie. Damn it! Everything's on the tip of my tongue.
That wasn't about Schmidt, was it?
No, not about Schmidt, but that was a great movie too.
As Good as It Gets?
As Good as It Gets. Thank you. Yeah. He reminds me of the dog. As Good as It Gets. All right. Captain America White by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. That's going to go for $2 for issue 1. I have Harley Quinn number 28. That's going to go for $2. Superman Aliens. We have issue 2 and issue 3 of this. And actually, going back to what Chuck was saying before about Superman being all powerful and everything, I recently read this, and the thing that I love about this is it takes place on a planet that is so far away from the sun that Superman's powers are diminished. And so now he can't fight the aliens the same way that he could if he was near the yellow sun. So he is struggling to stay alive against aliens. It's a really good read. Lorena's claimed it. We got our first claim of the night. Finally, almost an hour in.
Lorena, I love your hat. Just the word allegedly on your dude. That's so cool. I like that a lot.
Awesome. Yeah, that was cool. That was probably the biggest find for me today, Lorena, was those Superman Alien books. Or one of the big finds. All right, next up I have Amazing Adventures featuring X-Men number 4 and number 5. That's going to go for $4. So $4 on this. Is that here? And then I got Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 18, number 122, number 128, and the giant size special annual, number 7. And this we got Puma in here, and Puma's tearing up Spider-Man's wedding cover here. So these are some pretty cool Spidey books. Totally worth owning. I got all 4 going for $8. And I got Captain America number 360. This is going to go for $2. You know what's really funny? You're blocking my head, so it almost looks like I have my body, but your head. I really like it. I love it. It's like, there we go. Like, there's my new head. It's Chuck. And he's like lip syncing to me too. This is great. It's like Chinese Onrie. I just realized it as I was doing it. This is great.
Right. Chucky Pinpon. That's weird.
Hey, it kind of like sums up what happened in Korea. All right, so we got Captain America number 360 going for $2. You know, I have to say that was probably the coolest aspect of going to Korea. Was like, it almost felt like I brought you there with me, because, like, you know, you were part of the panel, and Chuck was the only one who showed up because Dexter had to celebrate his kid's birthday, and Adriana and Joel, like, they don't feel comfortable getting up in front of people on Zoom. Their English isn't strong enough, so it was just me and Chuck, and we carried that whole thing, and I think you did a really great job. I really appreciated that you were there with me.
Well, and just to add to it, just to show how dedicated I am, it was 1 a.m. for me when it started, and my girlfriend was over, which a lot of people would be like, oh man, that's not cool. But actually, it was kind of a flex. Like, hey, sorry, hon, I've got this meeting at 1 a.m. with Korea. Like, it was pretty awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad that worked out that way. That's a good flex. You gotta flex around the girlfriends.
Yeah. Take care, Eddie. Always good seeing you, buddy.
Eddie, you know, here's the best part. Here's my flex to my future girlfriend and everybody out there. I don't need to have my head on the screen. I could just hide behind Chuck's handsome face here. And see, it works. It works better than seeing my face. This is it. I have a stunt double. Chuck is my stunt double. All right, next up, we got Conan the King, number 21. Number 22. No, that's not a flex. Number 23. Number 24. And number 25, which has a cover. I don't know who did the cover here, but it's a really badass cover here for Conan the King, number 25. And I am going to do this stack here, 2, 4, 5 issues of Conan the King for $10 today. Conan the King for $10. And then next up, I got Secret Invasion, number 1. First issue of Secret Invasion going for $2. Venom War Wolverine, number 2. That's going to go for $2. I was actually talking with Alan about this. Venom versus Wolverine. I totally think Wolverine would tear Venom to shreds. And he has. And he's got a nickname for Venom, which is Goo. Goop. Goop or Goo, I don't know.
I love that. That's my boy, and I love all of that. Calls him Goop.
Yeah.
There was a cover I saw recently of I think it was a Deadpool and Venom cover, and I think it's Eddie Brock, but it's Venom strapped to a chair in front of a stereo, and it's like that old tape commercial that you would see in like ads, like the print ads, where the guy is like flying back and everything. It looks like that, only it's Venom's like symbiote flesh coming off of him, and it's Deadpool playing the music real loud, and it was just such a cool cover. I was like, "Oh yeah,
from the sound, like when that guy sits on the couch."
Yeah. That's the one, dude. That's such a cool cover. Such a weird homage when you're like going to old like People magazine ads and stuff like that. But we all know it, so it's brilliant. But oh my goodness, and just grotesque as well. I love it.
It is really a strong. It's a very strong cover. I definitely agree with that. You know, the unfortunate thing is I don't know if you've been following what's going on with Venom right now, but apparently Mary Jane is now Venom.
Oh,
in comics. So I'm not a big fan of that. I haven't read any of it. I read the first issue and it was okay. I mean, you know, I feel like it's like making you know, the most unlikely character the Green Goblin. You know, like J. Jonah Jameson is now the Green Goblin. It's like I really when they have opportunities to kind of like up the ante with some of these characters in Spider-Man, it feels like they kind of going in some weird direction. So I'm not a big fan of Venom being merged with Mary Jane, but like seeing that cover is really awesome.
Yeah, that cover is awesome. So what I would say to that, to kind of play devil's advocate, and now I'm actually speaking for me, folks. I would say that when it comes to that kind of thing, that kind of writing, I'm sure a lot of people get things online where you make another like a female Thor or something like that, and they start complaining and being like, "Oh, that's obvious, like it's not good writing, blah blah blah." And then you go, "Okay, well then why don't I just do something way out of left field that no one will see coming?" And then when you do it, they're also not happy because, "Oh, it's way out there. That doesn't even make sense. Why would you do that?" And it's like, because you were bitching about the ones that were obvious. What the do you want from me? Why don't you tell me what I should write?
I have one rebuttal to that, Chuck. Yeah, you want to hear it? I like it, but I'm going to say it right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
If this was Superman, you wouldn't be saying shit right now.
Actually, I would be laughing along with you. Yep.
Oh, man. No, but I totally see your point. And, you know, again, I'm not saying the book is bad. I actually have the first issue here for anybody who's interested.
You just don't love the idea.
Yeah, I just don't think
that's fair.
It's not a menacing enough idea. Like, I'm not saying that, you know, and this is not the issue where we find out that Mary Jane is Venom. This is just revealing the new costume. And Mary Jane's kind of taken on very different roles since we first saw her. She started out as being kind of like a soap opera, or she was just an actress. She was a college mate of Peter's, and she went on to become an actress on a soap opera. And she was kind of like the housewife kind of like character for a while. And then she grew and she became Tony Stark's personal assistant. And, you know, from there, she ended up getting superpowers. And, you know, it's just so many weird things that have happened that this character has gone through that adding this as a layer now, I feel like diminishes Venom a little bit, you know, like, all right, fine, you can try it and do it. That's cool. I'm not dissing it. I don't even know if it was the creative team's idea to make this, because a lot of times it's editorial that's like, we're going to make, we need someone else to be in the Venom suit other than Eddie Brock, so we're going to change it here. But like, if you look at where Venom started out from his like first appearance to where he is now, I don't feel like it's heightened. You know what I mean? And if you were working on a story and it's like, you're looking at your characters, it's almost like taking your characters and forcing them into a position that they would just not go into. Like, I don't see Mary Jane having been traumatized by Venom. I don't see her
yeah, that makes sense.
And again, I'm not trying to undersell the book here. In fact, my critique can only be combated by saying that maybe it's a really great book and you might like it because, again, Al Ewing is a great, great writer, and the artist on this book is really good, actually.
And I'll say I have heard some really bad reviews for certain things, and it only makes me want to read or watch them more. So sometimes a bad review is actually a really good sales.
We were talking about that yesterday too. Like,
I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just saying.
I'm glad you said it. So on Sunday night on Amazon, you guys can all look this up right now. If you go on Amazon and you type in Warrior and Defender, there is a review that was posted on Sunday by this dude who tore into the book. He gave it a 1-star review and just tore it to shreds, like a whole essay length about how we didn't do the history justice and how the artwork was inconsistent and how we used every excuse to show boobs, which, I mean, come on. We didn't use every excuse. You know what I'm going to do right now? He's saying that there was boobs on every other page. There's not boobs on every other page. It's every other page.
I really hope you open to boobs, but go for it.
I would, but then I just realized we're in the experience. I don't know if I can show boobs on here. We can't show boobs, can we, Jay?
No.
We
can talk about them.
We can talk about them.
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you open it up to yourself, and then if you can turn it around, turn it around.
All right, I'm going to just open to a random page.
There we go. See, Chucky is such a wild card on this thing. Because I'm just let's do this weird ass thing. Why? Why not?
Yeah. I mean, this is the most wild episode we got here. All right, I'm going to take this issue of Beast and Shin. I'm going to open up to a random page, and I'm going to see if there's boobs on this page.
Page 27 does not have
no
boobs.
boobs
Okay.
Here. Sorry, we got a battle here that has been historically rendered. I referenced multiple books in order to make sure we got the formations right. But according to this reviewer, we didn't do our research and we didn't do anything. And there's a bunch of fictional characters in our book too. Fictional characters. But regardless, what Chuck told me yesterday, because I was really upset about this, was that a bad review is actually a good thing because anybody who was on the fence about the book for either reason, either because they were worried it was too violent or hoping that it would be ultra violent, are now going to commit because, hey, this review exists. And also, when you look at a bad review, someone being so impacted by the work that they had to write an essay-long response to it is a very raw thing. And it's a real response. And it's not something that I think should be censored. So Chuck got me to see the light side of it. And Chuck, feel free to add.
How many people tuned in to see Howard Stern back in the day just because he was saying and doing stuff that was just so inappropriate for the radio? But people were basically tuning in hatred. And it's man, I don't care if you buy it $5 a book to hate it or love it. But either way, money's in my wallet and there's nothing else you can do about it. And you're advertising it. Even if you're saying bad things about it, you're talking about it.
You know what's awesome? It's the way I was standing there, it was almost like I was saying everything.
Yeah.
This is what I like going with the flow. Chuck, I'm having a great time. I'm glad you're here, dude.
Thank you. I'm glad too.
Watching right now is glad you're here too.
Well, dude, when you reminded me that it was the day before New York Comic Con, I'm like, this guy's going to be exhausted. So I was like, I'm hopping on and we're going to have a fun time.
Oh, it's not just that. It's my jet lag hasn't worn off from Korea yet. I went to bed yesterday about an hour after we spoke. So around 2:00 is when I went to bed, Chicago time. And then I had to wake up at 7 to take the kids to school. And then I came home and I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. And I went back to bed and I didn't wake up until 2 p.m. And I'm still exhausted right now because I had to go out and buy comics. I had to drop off Bentley at my friend's house because I'm leaving tomorrow. And it's just like all these things, but everything just kind of feels like this big whirlwind is happening at once. And I'm starting to see the end of the storm because at the beginning of December is when I'll finally have a break from conventions for about a month, and that'll be really great. But until I get through these next 2 months, it's going to be constant traveling and everything. But luckily, this is my last flying show, so from here on out, I'm going to get to drive to more conventions. And it's been really hard for me to stay consistent on anything. Like, honestly, the Experience is the most consistent show I have anywhere. So like, I'm where I'm at. But other than that, it's great to have you here because it kind of breaks up the norm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
good.
So we're happy you're here. All right. Yes, and I get to see Katrina in a couple weeks too. Looking forward to that.
Lucky.
So I know I am super lucky. I get to go all over and I get to hang out with the really awesome people. All right. So today I picked up a really interesting issue of Batman 545. Just a really different cover, and it is Kelly Jones, and Doug Mensch on the writing for this. This is an interesting cover. This is going to go for $2 for Batman 545. And then I have Tangent Comics presenting their variations of DC characters. We have the Green Lantern, and this one is illustrated by J.H. Williams III, who's a genius, really great artist. The Flash done by Gary Frank, but no one buys the Flash on here. And then we have the Atom, which is written by Dan Jurgens, illustrated by Paul Ryan. If you want to grab these Tangent Comics, they're going to go for $2 a piece. I believe they're one-shots. And Batman is off.
Lorena, took the Batman.
Awesome. And I showed you guys the all-new Venom earlier. Let's put that theory into practice of, giving something a bad review and seeing if somebody would be based on it. So here's what I'm going to do, okay? I had a $10 price tag on all-new Venom #1. I'm into it for $5, so I wanted to, double my money at this point. Well, I won't do that. I just want $6. So let me just make $1 on it. It's bag and boarded, ready to go. So you don't got to pay for the bag and board. And it's near mint. I've read it once, but that's it. And I'm very careful of new comics. So all new Venom #1 for anyone who wants it. It's $6. You give it a shot and let me know your review. You come back and tell me, actually, I really like Mary Jane's Venom, even though you're not going to see Venom in this book, but still.
You know what my pitch for a new Venom would be? I'm going to throw one out here. This is Marvel, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, because you saw the two of us on. You were like, got to.
Yeah, of course. Then Marvel's like, all right, forget everything we had.
Chuck, Onrie.
Stop the presses. We're done. We got to watch Onrie and Chuck on Kicking It. Go ahead, Chuck.
I would be really interested. It's not raising Venom up, but it's making the character way different. I would like to see Black Cat as Venom. I think that would be really cool.
That would have made more sense. But here's another thing that's interesting, and I'm going to backtrack here. All right, now they've got Mary Jane as Venom, but now she's coming into contact with Null. So now Null is in the mix. That's interesting. There's something you can do there. So what starts as a funny idea can get dark real fast when the wrong pairing happens. And like if you look at the Venom movies and how they kind of turned it into a bromance. I also kind of feel like the Venom movies didn't do the character any justice because they made it too lighthearted. You know what I mean? Like, and I get why they did that, but like, I don't feel like Venom really needed that,
Yeah.
And I like him as a character that is really teetering the line between being a good guy and a bad guy, which is where he was. He certainly didn't start out as an anti-hero. He was definitely a bad guy at first. He had an obsession with, taking down Peter Parker. Like that was his obsession because Peter Parker ruined his life. But the symbiote hated Peter Parker too. All the original stuff that was done by David Michelinie and Todd McFarlane, that was all really brilliant work. And then as time went on and, they brought in Carnage, well, we saw Venom make amends with Spider-Man temporarily to go after Carnage. And now that's when like Venom kind of crossed over to becoming an anti-hero. And now as like time has gone on, we've seen this film adaptation, these 3 movie adaptations of him, which weren't the worst movies in the world. Like, it's good mindless entertainment. Like, I like Tom Hardy. I think he's great. I think there's some funny, clever moments in the movie. But if we're talking about a real, honest adaptation of Venom, it feels more like a parody in some ways than it does something that we can all take seriously and be like, yeah, this is the Venom I know from the comics. So I think in lieu of that, that's how we ended up with Mary Jane as Venom. That's where I could see like, okay, I could see where that would kind of go. But it's really, how do these characters interact with the world of Venom? And I think that's where you can do some cool stuff, Yeah. So even though I don't like the concept, and even though it doesn't fit the mold of what the character is, there's other things you can do as a result of such an unlikely pairing of characters. So that's what I'm going to say about it. And $6, this is me backtracking. And, Chuck is going to stay silent because if this is Superman, this is where he would kind of rebuttal and be like, yeah, but sorry, I had to bring Superman back into it.
Superman is so amazing, and I love it so much.
All right. Next up, we got Uncanny X-Men 291. We got a cover here by Tom Rainey and Jay Harps. So this is number 291. That's going to go for $2. I have Dead Man number 1 by Andrew Helfer and Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. This is on my reading list. I really like Dead Man. Jay has made me a big Dead Man fan. I'm currently reading the Neil Adams Dead Man run, where we learn about the origin of Boston Brand. Do you know about Dead Man, Chuck?
No, not really.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll tell you real quick. So Dead Man was a carnival, performer. And all right, Lorraine is calling it. This is a great book, by the way. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, sweetest man in the world and also one of the greatest artists of all time. So he was a carnival performer, and they called him the Dead Man because he performed, trapeze, stunts.
And
and he was basically told, he would dress up like the way he does, and they called him the Dead Man because they wanted to see him die, right? Like everybody wanted to see, everybody was waiting for him to die. Well, one day he gets assassinated, and he basically is dead now, but his spirit is still wandering, the realm of Earth, and now it's giving him the opportunity to find his killer. So what Dead Man's powers are is he can take over someone's body temporarily and do whatever he needs to do through their body. So he's dead, but he can go into someone's body and reanimate himself through that body. It's almost kind of like Quantum Leap, but rather than fully
it's not
becoming,
time.
It's just like a temporary thing. It's a really cool concept. It's Quantum Leap before Quantum Leap. All right. Wow. I got Immortal Dr. Fate number 2 and number 3 by Martin Pasco and Keith Giffen. So for anybody who's a fan of Dr. Fate, we got these 2 issues going for $4. I got Bombast from Top Comics, Kirby Chrome. There's a trading card inside. This is going to go for $2. Anybody wants some late, late 80s, early 90s Jack Kirby stuff. This is probably closer to before he passed away. You can grab Bombast number 1 for $2. The Swamp Thing number 3 of 10. That's going to go for $2. I have The Prisoner, Book A and Book B. That's going to go for $4. Batman Legends of the Dark Knight number 89 is going to go for $2. And then the last book I have here is The Flash number 17, which nobody wants. Nobody likes The Flash. We're going to do that for $2. And now what I want to do here is I want to do an indie showcase. So one of the things that is really important to me when I go to New York Comic Con is, you know, I'm around all my indie brethren in the small press area, which is a really small area on the floor. So we're in this area that's kind of like, there's Artist Alley, which is on the lower part of the Javits Center, and then we're on the main floor. But the main floor is primarily where people come to see like video game companies that are set up and have these like $20,000 to $30,000 like setups and everything. And you know, it's more of like an exhibit hall, but this is also where the comic retailers are and where the small press guys are. So that's where I'm going to be, and that's where I've always been. And only a few tough men and women can end up in this area, or tough people can end up in this area, because this is a large buy-in for New York Comic Con. It's not cheap to do this show. If you get into Artist Alley, you know, you're shooing, but you're not guaranteed in every year. You're not guaranteed in every year at all at New York Comic Con. But you know, being in that small press area, you really gotta put down a lot, and you gotta show up. So I wanted to kind of pay it forward a little bit by showcasing some really cool independent books tonight. So that's going to be our indie spotlight. It's not really FOMO books, but we're doing indie spotlight books. So the first book I have here is Tatsumi, the Serpent Mistress by Matt Knowles and Steph Cannon. This is a new series that they launched earlier this year. And we got the first issue, and it's going to go for $15. And it's about a serpent mistress. So let's take a look inside at some of the artwork.
Is that one of their spin-offs from Heirs?
I believe it is. And here's some of the interior artwork. It's a really nice production. I mean, it looks really great. And these guys are hitting up a ton of cons every year. I mean, they're
great.
30 of these things every single year.
And I'll tell you, I've read their very first stuff, and then I've read a bunch of their stuff, and I will tell you, they have really upped their game, and they're doing some really good stuff. And I haven't even read them in the last couple of years, so I can only imagine how much better it is now.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm very impressed. And if you're into swashbuckling, like, you know, Conan-based stuff, but with a kick-ass female protagonist, you know, this is a good-looking book. So Tatsumi, the Serpent Mistress. The artist is Alessandro Ventura and Alan Emanuel, and this is the A cover. And it's going to go for $15 for anyone who's interested. Beautiful book. And then next up, I have Beyondtopia Legends. This is a New York Comic Con exclusive from Fair Square Graphics. And I have shown this book off before. I'm going to pull it off again because it is a very rare book here. It's going to go for $30. And it is absolutely gorgeous. From the mind of Indonesian visual artist Brian Valenza from Marvel DC Image, Beyondtopia Legends is an anthology series blending a variety of folklores, heroes, and legends, all reimagined with a unique flavor. Co-spearheaded by award-winning Latinx author Henry Borjajes, who did Helm Greycastle, La Voz de Mayo, Tata Rambo, Batman Urban Legends. The series brings together the best artists from Indonesia and the world, including Sami Bastri, who worked on Harley Quinn, Green Lantern, Gary Gastoni, who worked on Odyssey, Chris Wanto Y, Afif Nambo, and Aris Naka-Abe. And it's featuring a stunning exclusive cover from Stefan Segovia, Philip Tan, and Karen S. Darbo. Beyondtopia Legends invites you to experience the dawn of the mystic universe. This is really cool. So it's an anthology of short stories here. That's a New York Comic Con exclusive. It's out of print, and we're going to do this for just $30 today. And it's also signed too. I should also mention, signed on the cover. You see that signature? So $30, it's yours. The next book I'm going to show here is a lot more affordable. It's a book that I got when I was at DragonCon. And the creator of this book wanted me to, just take his book. He was very kind. This is called Westron, and it's a murder mystery, like a supernatural murder mystery. And it's this creator's first comic, and he was going around showing everybody what he worked on, and it looks really cool. It's got kind of like a Alex Maleev type of style going for it. It's very interesting, gritty style. And it was crowdfunded, and they're now putting out the next issue of it. And this creator is really trying to make a go at it, and this is a tough game to get into. So supporting these guys at the ground level, they need this stuff in order to grow. And I have a creator who's going to be helping me out at New York Comic Con just to get my stuff over to the convention center. His name is Vaughn Coleman. He did a book called Phenomenova. Where is it? Here it is. So Vaughn did Phenomenova, and he's really trying to break into this business and do this full time, getting into the con scene and everything. And I've been kind of giving him pointers and stuff like that. I've been helping him out, and he's now helping me out. And I appreciate that. And, I want people to, we want future people to come into this business and have a drive and achieve their own levels of success. That brings everybody up. And if you have a hand in helping these people reach their goals, it's a very satisfying thing, even if you're not getting any credit for it, because it's lifting everything up in this business. And I want the next generation to be into comics. We want some kid to see what we're doing and be like, I want to do that someday, because if there's nobody doing that, then there's no future for this business. We need people to want to be, the next Chuck Pineau or, that stuff. Oh, it's true. You want that, So I think this is really cool. The same thing is true with books like Westron. So we're going to do this one for just $5 today for issue 1. And I'm going to let you know, not only is this a limited print run, it's also a discontinued run because there was a printing error in the book. So that's a super rare book. I have Stray Requiem #2 from Vito Del Sante at Blind Squirrel Comics. This is really, really good stuff here. I mean, this cover is just sick. And Stray is awesome. It's kind of like it's Vito basically doing Batman the way he would want to do it. And it's really, really good. This is going to go for $10 today. We'll do Stray 2 for $10. And the best part is if you pick this book up, it gives you an in to, connect with the other creators and support them with Starter and everything else. So please feel free to pick this up and check it out. All right. Thank you, Katrina. What's up, Roberto? How you doing? I'm selling some independent comics right now. We're doing our indie spotlight, and Chuck's here.
So you showed up at just the right time.
Yes, just the right time. All right. I got Blitmap, which I have no idea what this is, introducing a 3-new sci-fi series set in a vibrant solar-punk metropolis. It's a polybag sealed book. It's a #1, and I'm going to do it for $10 today for Blitmap, the cyberpunk book, sci-fi series. Under the shadow of an ancient cataclysm, 2 rival factions known as the Blitnauts and the Logos, battle for power, while an elusive realm called the Static entraps and corrupts all those who heed its mystifying call. Pioneering a novel approach to comic book storytelling, Blitmap captivates with unique hyperpress cover designs, for every reader and embedded interactive secrets, blending the digital and physical realms to deliver an unprecedented transmedia experience. Heed the call, discover your cover. This is badass. Anybody who's not willing to jump in on this, holy crap. $10 for Blitmap. If you want cyberpunk and you want a polybag sealed book, this is it right here. What's up, Leonard? How you doing? The crowd is coming. This is good. I have Lineage here. This is actually done by Fang, who is going to be splitting her booth space with me at New York Comic Con. So Chuck, she's the one who did that image of Chuk Sin where we see the skull.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is her comic. And Lineage, so I started playing Silent Hill F, which takes place in Japan and has you in the role of a Japanese high school girl who is going through a traumatic process. And I never realized that like Japanese horror could be so utterly terrifying, and especially when you're in the role of a character who is very helpless, especially at first. It's really terrifying. But as you proceed through the game, there's moments of self-mutilation, and then all of a sudden your character is strong. But even though you have these powers, it's a very unsettling feeling.
Yeah.
And, it's really interesting. But you get a lot of the same vibes from reading Lineage. And Fang is a big fan of Silent Hill. So we had a lot of conversations. I'm actually looking forward to talking to her about Silent Hill F when I see her this weekend. But she's really into this, and there's some really eerie moments here. And I have a whole bunch of these, and I promised her I would sell these. I need to have her on the show at some point, but I have a bunch of these because she gave them to me. And I believe we're doing them at $20. So $20 is the price on Lineage. The reason why the price is what it is because Fang is printing up a super limited amount of books, and she's not doing like multiple print runs. It's kind of like what goes on with Ethereal. They put out one book and then they have a bunch of variants. And then if they need to reprint them for like an event or whatever, they'll do that. But otherwise, it's a one and done thing. They move on to the next and put out that next book. So we're doing Lineage #1 here for $20.
By the way, you're actually mispronouncing the game.
What is it?
It's Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
Yeah.
I love that.
I like that you're trying, but yeah, Silent Hill.
Okay, so Blitmap is from Titan Comics and came out in 2023. It looks like it was 6 issues. Thanks for looking.
Cool.
Yeah. So Titan Comics, they're currently publishing Conan, I think, too. So they're not exactly indie like, like we are, but they are still indie-ish. Kind of ish. Next up, I got Team Beetle from Silver Line Studios. And these guys are awesome. They had me on for an interview at one point.
You know how I know that that's an indie book?
How do you know?
The Kablam logo on the back. Instantly, I was like, indie book.
That says it all right there. So we got Team Beetle #3. This is going to go for $10 today. And this is a good looking book. And then I have BEU presents Remember. It's a GC Ashcan. I don't know anything about this. We're going to do it for just $5. But looks pretty freaky. It looks like a horror book. Created by Patrick D. Foreman, written by Damian Beckton. And this is Remember Ashcan from the Geek Collective. Okay, cool. I know these guys. So we're doing Remember for $5. $5 for Remember. It's a horror story. Don't die, Chuck. It's against terms of service for the platform. This is absolutely true. No dying on the air. Die after you get off the air.
Fair enough.
We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to fill out the rest of this rack here. I'm going to go over the bottom row stuff one more time, but I think in order to incentivize a little bit, because we've had a little bit of a slow show, Roberto, Leonard, we're going to lower the price on some of these books here to see if we can entice some stuff getting picked up tonight, because, you know, we want to move some books here. So I'll be back in just a moment. Chuck and I will be back in just a moment, and we're going to close out the rest of our show. So we'll see you in a minute.
Live from New York. What? Oh, sorry. Live from Cleveland? It's Friday night? It's Friday Night Live! With Nancy McCann. And Ricky. And sometimes Carlos. And featuring boxes and boxes of rare comics. Unique collectibles. Lots of smiles and conversations with new friends. Friday Night Live with Comics Unlimited. Friday night from 9 to 11 on The Experience.
Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form. Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it. Twitch. It's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there, too.
You're watching Kickin It With Onrie, the live shopping show.
All right, guys, I am back. Chuck has had to part ways with us for the evening, but he wanted to say good night to everybody. He's not dying. He's just going to take it easy for the night. So I'm going to go over the bottom row stuff one more time and give you guys a little bit of more wiggle room on some of these books here to see if we can make a deal here, because some of this stuff has really got to go. And everybody who's tuned in right now, I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for showing up. All right, I have Tangled Web number 1. This is featuring the first appearance of the 1,000. I priced this at $5. I'm going to knock it down to $3. You get the first appearance of the 1,000 from $5 down to $3 now. Deadpool number 30. I had it priced at $5. I'll knock it down to $3 as well. Infamous Iron Man 8. I had it at $5. We'll knock it down to $3. Godzilla number 1. I really want to sell this for more than just $10 because it's got a $12.99 price tag on it, foil cover, but I'll honor it for $10 just for tonight. So just for tonight, if you want this Godzilla 1 foil, this is your chance to get it. If you're going to resell it, I think you can get at least double for this book. I got Battle Beast Blind Bag number 1. I had it for $25. I'm going to knock it down to $20 for you guys. So I'll take $5 off in order to find this a home. Frank Miller's RoboCop number 3. I'll take this from $5 down to $4. That's as low as I can go. So we're going to go from $5 down to $4. Superman Forever number 1. I'm going to keep this at $3. I think this is a good deal on this book. So $3 for this really cool lenticular Alex Ross Superman cover. I have Watchmen number 4. I was doing it at 10, but I'm going to knock it down to 5 right now. So I'm taking half off of Watchmen number 4. And I also have Watchmen number 3 as well. So if anybody's interested in getting the pair, you get them buy one, get one free deal. Amazing Spider-Man 889 is the legacy number. Number 88, we have the first appearance of the Goblin Queen. I'm going to keep this at 25 because that's what I'm essentially into it for. Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme, number 1. This is going to go for $15. It was $30. Batman Who Laughs, number 1. This was $30. I dropped it down to $20. I'll do it for we'll do it for $15. So $15 on that. Champions number 1. It was 10. We'll knock it down to 5. So I'll take half off. That's essentially cover price on the book. So cover price on this. Berserker number 1. I had it at 5. I'll knock it down to 3 right now. And then I have Predator versus Spider-Man number 1. I was doing this at 10. We'll knock it down to $8. So $8 on this. So that's everything for the bottom row here. And at discounted prices. And let's see if I can get someone to pick up the entire stack here. If we can get someone to pick up the entire stack, I'm going to add these up real quick. So 3 plus 3 plus 3. Sorry, I'm just adding this up, guys. So I have $122 worth of books here. You give me $100, and these are all yours. So I'm going to take $22 off the entire stack here. There's lots of meat on the bone here. That's taking the discounted prices on all these books and going even further down so we can sell off the whole stack. This is sort of like the Hail Mary in order to kind of like rescue this show. So if anybody's interested, let me know. You can also hit me up after hours too. That's totally fine. But I really want to find these books new homes. So let's see what we can work out here. Then I have the Spectacular Spider-Man number 1 through 9. I was going to charge $40 on this. I'll do it for $20 if someone just takes these books off my hands. That's half off. Captain America, Sam Wilson bundle here. I had it at $25. I'll do it all for $10. You get it all for $10. It's $2 a book. And you get the whole run right there. And then I have Black Mask here. I'll do these at $2 a pop. You get all of Black Mask for $6 now as opposed to $9. So I've brought the prices down on these books. We have some new stuff up top here. I'll show these off again. All right, so I got Web of Spider-Man number 122 and 123. These two books are going to go for $4 as a set. Captain America White number 1 is going to go for $2. Harley Quinn number 28 is $2. Amazing Adventures featuring the X-Men number 4 and number 5. That's going to go for $4. I have The Prisoner book A and book B. That's going to go for $4. Batman Legends of the Dark Knight number 89 is going to go for $2. Yeah, I'll do it for $10. It's all yours. Perfect. Thank you very much, Katrina. Beautiful. We made a deal here. I got the Flash number 17. That's going to go for $2. No one wants that. Immortal Fate, Dr. Fate number 2. And number 3 is going to go for $4. Uncanny X-Men number 291. That's going to go for $2. Bombast number 1 is going to go for $2. The Swamp Thing number 3 of 10. That's going to go for $2. Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 118, 122, and 128, and the number 7 annual. That's going to go for $8. So $8 on that. Captain America number 360. That's going to go for $2. Conan the King number 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. I will do all of these. 2, 4, 5, $10. All right, Marina, I got you on Swamp Thing. There is the Swamp Thing. And then finally, I have Secret Invasion number 1. I'm surprised no one jumped on this. We have Secret Invasion 1 going for just $2. And tonight's show was a little different. It was nice having Chuck here just to hang out for a little bit. Again, guys, I'm sorry. My energy levels over the last couple weeks have just been, and overall, my schedule over the last 6 months has been crazy between going to all these conventions back and forth. Me doing these shows is just something I'm maintaining because I want to do this. I want to be here with you guys on a weekly basis. Like this, at this point, it's more of like a passion thing for me because I love being with you guys. So I hate that I don't have all this new stuff. And part of the problem for me too is things are going so well at conventions that I have to go back and reprint a bunch of books now. So I'm running out of issue 6, 7, 9, and 2 through 4 of Isum Shin. And we're about to release issue 11. And I can't go into all these conventions and not have these books on hand. So I'm trying to kind of figure out how to do this because dropping the money down on these books to get them printed, we're talking thousands of dollars here. So that doesn't give me a lot of buying power to stock up and get really awesome FOMO books that I know would bring in a bunch of people. As I've told Roberto and a lot of people, if you gave me $2,000 and said you could spend this on anything regarding comics, I probably wouldn't be spending it on collectible stuff. I'd be investing it into reprinting my books right now, and that's really kind of where I'm at with everything. So all this success that I'm seeing at conventions, it comes with some interesting problems, but I'm here regardless with you guys. This I do because I love it. This is the passion part of it for me. And I love being here, and I'm always going to try and make this work somehow. Even if I'm not at my best, even if we're not selling the most, I'm here with you guys. Okay, the Peter Parkers are off to Leonard. Thank you, Leonard. We'll dig those up real quick. And I just love going to comic shops and buying a bunch of stuff. It gives me an excuse to buy stuff for me. I'm there anyway. And I'm actually going to be putting out different type of content throughout the winter because I'm going to still be doing sales shows, but I want to start doing more reviews because I'm going out and buying new comics every week and reading them. I'd like to start doing reviews on those. I'd also like to start doing more reviews of video games and things like that. So you guys will be seeing me. You'll be getting plenty of me. I'll do that for 20, Leonard. At this point, I just want to move these. I want to part ways with them. So $20 gets you all of Spectacular Spider-Man. The 9 issues. So I think it's up to 15 now or something like that, and then they stopped it. So this is the first 9 issues, but that's essentially half off every book. So $20 you get the whole stack. Okay, awesome. Sweet. That got you a spin on the wheel. All right. Still got some time here. Yeah, and that's totally fine. I get it. Everybody's in a different financial place, Here's another interesting book here. All New Venom. We were talking about this earlier. I'm doing it for $6 for anybody who's interested. And don't forget, we got these special indie books here. Black Mask. I think this is a really interesting series here. It's going for $6, and the artwork in here is really good. I dig it. Okay, Venom. All right. Venom is off to you for $6, my friend. Sold to Leonard. Sweet. Leonard, you're saving my butt here, buddy. Okay, so we got this small stack of books left. Let's show off some new stuff here, or some other stuff that I have here. Some books that I have from my last show that are still here. Since I have you guys here, might as well show them off. Go through this rather quickly. So I have X-Men, God Loves, Man Kills, number 1 of 2, the extended cut. That's going to go for $2. Elektra, Root of Evil, book 1. That's $2. Mandrake the Magician, number 1 is $2. Shadows and Light, number 1 is going to go for $2. I have the Flash, number 19, going for $2. No one wants the Flash, but whatever. Legends of the Dark Knight, number 56 is $2. I got an Arthur Soydum cover for Wolverine number 57 and 59 going for $4 for this pair. Star Wars number 50 is $2. Jack of Fables number 1 is going to go for, what number is this? Yeah, I guess it's number 1, $2. Dark Knight's Metal number 2 is $2. The Sandman number 50, Distant Mirrors, $2 on this. Detective Comics 5.99 is $2. Kid Venom number 1 is $2. I got Terminator Revolution number 2, number 3, and number 5. This is going to go for $6. Amazing Spider-Man number 905, that's going to go for $2. Superboy number 12 is $2. We got this Sergeant Rock special here, 80-page spectacular featuring Joe Kubert's art. That's going to go for $2. Spider-Man. Okay. Leonard's in a Spidey buying mood today. Here's my Spidey.
And Kid Venom.
And Kid Venom. Appreciate you, brother. Kid Venom. And Spider-Man. Okay. We have Demons. Number 2 is going to go for $2. Batman 89 Echoes number 6 is $2. Batman Full Circle. This is going to go for $2. Just a fair warning, it is water damage, so if you press it out, that'll remove that problem. You can just feel a little hydration there, but like it's a perfectly readable comic. That's why we're doing it at $2. Judge Dredd 21-22, 23-24, 28, and 49. This is all going to go for $8 for the Judge Dredds. Ghostbusters number 2 of 4. This is part of the 88 Myth storyline. Logan number 3 of 3, going for $2. We got a black and white variant. Submariner number 1 of 6. We got a Mike Turner variant going for $2. Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing. We have issue 7, 11, and 12. I really love this series here. This is going to go for just $4. Or sorry, $6. $6 on that set, not 4. Joker number 10. Joker number 11. That's going to go for $4. Submariner. Awesome. Nice. Yep. Very cool. And the Jokers. You want them all? You want this one and the Man Who Stopped Laughing? That'll be $10 for all of them. Let me know. Yeah. Okay. Awesome, dude. Leonard, thank you very much. You totally saved the show today. Oh man, we had a good time though. I'm gonna give you guys one last shot here. We have this Warline variant. I'm bringing this to New York with me this weekend, and we're gonna get this signed by Frank Luzon and possibly Steve Cannon. If you pre-order it, the colorist, the artist who did the cover, and me get it triple signed at $25. If you pre-ordered it already, don't worry about it. Your book's on the way. So just letting you guys know. All right, it is time to spin the wheel. It's time to close out the show. Thank you all for showing up tonight. I really appreciate it. Jay, if you could get the wheel of skid bark thing going here.
It's time to spin the wheel of skid bark.
Katrina, you absolutely bought books tonight. I appreciate you. You're awesome. I love you. Okay. Leonard, I'm spinning the wheel for you. And you get a free marble book. Here, I'll hook you up with it. I'll give you cable number 158, which is a really badass cover here. That is awesome. And everybody, thank you for showing up tonight. I really appreciate it. 14, 16, 8. Yeah. Thank you for showing up tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. I got to get going. I got to pack up for New York Comic Con. I will see you guys next week on The Experience on Tuesday. Not even sure what we're going to do yet, but I will be here. I promise you guys, and we'll have it figured out then. I will see you guys later. Check me out online. I'll be posting about New York Comic Con while I'm out there. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.